pressure, performance, pretend, and patterns. Pressure, performance, pretend, and patterns. All right. I think a lot of people are feeling maybe what Mel was talking about over there. I think a lot of people today may be feeling the burnout. Okay. Has anybody on the call ever felt the burnout? How many of you have had moments where you just almost quit, or maybe you did? Because it was just, man, I've had it, right? I want to coach us through that. And you may be feeling that halfway through this year. Team, I'm here to tell you, like, it's taking more out of you this year, is it not? Okay. Like it's taking more of who we are and our time and all the above. Like, it is a different game out there, and we've got to be very careful about how we run and about how we walk. Okay. So here's what I want you to write down. Pressure oftentimes becomes performance. Okay. I feel so much pressure that I feel like I've got to have this level of performance in order to be what I'm expected to be or what everybody's looking for. And so I feel this massive level of pressure that then turns into, I've now got to go have this level of performance. Does anybody feel like that? And the pressure you feel may be from yourself. Okay. I don't know about you. Like, I'm my worst critic. Okay. I'll beat myself 6 ways sideways because I expect more out of myself. And so this pressure that I feel turns into performance, and then performance sometimes turns into pretending. You ever felt that way? Okay. That I'm giving and I'm giving and I'm giving, and I don't even feel like it's me anymore. You ever felt like this? Okay. We're just running through the motions. We're doing the things. But really, if you sat down and talked with me, what you would find out is I'm really just pretending. Okay, that things aren't actually what they appear to be. You ever felt that? Okay. And then what happens is pretending becomes a pattern. And then the pattern becomes your life. We get up every day and it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I don't know how to get out of the rut, and I don't know how to get out of the pattern. And are you with me? Is this resonating with anybody? Can you feel that? Okay. Man, I'm telling you that this is like Dusty Oglesby 101. All right. Part of where this is coming from is actually our pastor yesterday talked about the pressure. And ladies, I'm not saying you don't have pressure, because I don't even know how y'all do what you do. Okay. Like, I watch my bride be mom, and I'm like, I just ain't got that in me. Like, she just knows stuff, Craig, that I just don't know. I don't even know how to get there. But man, I feel this pressure and this need to perform. And so I start picking up all the weight of it. Are you with me? Okay. And here's what I can tell you. Eventually that weight gets really, really heavy, especially the more we add on. All right. So I want to coach you through these 4 things today. All right. I want to coach you through pressure. I want to coach you through performance, pretending, and patterns. Let's talk about pressure first. Now, here's the first thing I want to tell you about pressure. There's a level of pressure that's good. Okay. All right. Like, Mario, I don't know about you, but like there's a level of pressure that causes me to perform well. All right. And so I don't want you just to go out and be like, oh, I don't want any pressure at all. Right. Because if you don't have pressure, you're probably not growing. All right. But there is a level of pressure that is beyond what the intention of pressure is. Okay. And unhealthy pressure sounds like this. I have to prove myself. That's an unhealthy level of pressure. You with me? I've got to do this. I've got to prove myself. This is all on me. Okay. That level is going to get really heavy really fast. Okay. All right. Another way it may sound is, I can't let people down. You ever felt that way? Come on now. Right? Like, man, I have to. Look at all the people I'm going to let down. Do you see the pressure that creates? Okay. I love what Mario put over. He said, unhealthy pressure creates self-doubt. Craig said, no peace in striving. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that we don't go after things. It doesn't mean that we don't play at a high level, but there's a difference in striving, and I think leaning in. Are you with me? Okay. Another way this may sound is I have to keep up. You ever felt that way? You're looking at everything around you and you start comparing your world to their world, and you're like, man, I'm not where Dave is. I got to go do more. Man, I'm not where Nancy is. I got to go do more. The expectation is so high. You with me? And I have to keep up. I have to look successful. I can't slow down. All right. So here's my question to you today when it comes to pressure. Whose expectations are you actually carrying? Whose expectations are you actually carrying? And are you building your life and your business, or are you performing for somebody else's applause? Are you building your life, your business, or are you performing for somebody else's applause? Hey, and if you're performing for somebody else's applause, what do you think it's going to feel like when they don't applaud? You ever done that? You ever worked with everything that you got? You've been super proud of where you're at, and it's not even seen or acknowledged or noticed?
It's your mirror image at the end of the day that makes a difference, at least for
That's
me.
right.
If you
That's
feel
right.
good about yourself, whatever you did during that day, whether it was good, bad, whatever, that's what makes a
That's
big
right.
difference.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So one thing I want you to do today is I do want you to relieve the pressure. Okay? Not no pressure. Ernest, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah, I got something quick. I was listening to a podcast, and they said that as we were growing up, our parents would always tell us, "You make me proud. You make me proud," or "You need to make me proud." But words matter, right? You taught me that, and what they said we should be telling our kids is, "You should be proud of yourself," and embed that they don't need to do stuff to make others proud. They should be internally proud. So
That's
when I
right.
talk to my son, we tell him, "You did great on that test. You should be proud of yourself." So he knows that he needs to make himself happy and not do stuff for others. Which I thought that was, I mean, do stuff for others, but not for their, I guess, recognition. I think a little
Yeah.
different in words.
Yeah. No, Ernest, I think that's spot on, right? We've got to know, because can I tell you what people can't measure? They can't measure your effort. Are you with me? So, like, my son has a basketball camp tonight at 8 o'clock, and he already knows what I'm going to tell him before he walks in there. And that's going to be one thing: you go in and you give everything you got. That's it. That's the only expectation I have. I don't care if you win. I don't care if you're the best. I don't give a flip. But when you come off the court, I want you to be able to look in my eyes and say, Dad, I gave a 10 out of 10 effort. That's it. Right? Not for anyone else. Just, hey, did you give it all? Did you lay it out? Okay, you with me? And I think that alleviates pressure. Okay, you with me? I love the way you said that, Ernest. How about performance? How many of you get caught up in performance? Okay, all right. I think a lot of us, we get addicted to achievement. We think that's the goal, right? Well, if that's the goal, what happens when you achieve it? Like, you with me? Like, Scotty Scheffler, the #1 golfer on the planet, took a lot of flack because he said, hey, after I win a golf tournament, I get excited for like a minute, and then it's like, it's over, right? And we just start, what do we start then doing? Now I got to go look for the next one, the next deal, the next award, the next milestone. Okay. I want you to write this down. Achievement is a terrible place to find your identity. Okay. Now, I'm not saying, everybody hear me, I'm not saying don't go after goals. I'm just saying achievement is a terrible place to find your identity. That's why I say to my son, this isn't about you being the best. This is about you giving the best effort you got. Okay. It's not about winning. It's not about losing. Okay. There's a difference between performing from purpose and performing for approval. You with me? Okay. Like I want you to get up every day and I want you to perform from a place of purpose, not for an approval. That, hey, this is why I do what I do. This is who I am, right? This is how I serve. This is how I operate. This is me. Okay. That everybody hear me. We live in a day and age where everybody's talking about your brand. Okay. And Instagram and TikTok and all the above, and all of those things are great. But I want to tell you what your brand is. You are the brand. You with me? It's you. You are the brand. Okay. And so we've got to know who we are, why we are, and then operate out of that purpose. And if you get up every day and you're operating out of purpose, can I tell you something? You've already won. You already won. Regardless of what the numbers are, regardless of what the scoreboard says, you have already won. Are you with me? Because you're operating from a place of purpose. A performance from purpose is freedom. Performance for approval is exhaustion. You with me? Okay. Like it's got to come from inside of you. Okay. It's got to come from inside of you that, you know, man, like for me at the end of every day, I want to know this. Did I wring myself out today on behalf of the purpose that I've been given? Did I do that? Did I wring myself out today? And if I can say yes to that, then I've won. Regardless of my results, I've won. Okay? Let's talk about pretend. Let's talk about pretend. Here's the question I want to ask you before we even get started. And I want you to write it down. Where are you pretending? Where are you pretending in your business? Where are you pretending in your life? Where are you pretending with yourself? Okay, like what lies are you buying into that you're telling yourself? That's pretending. Okay, here's what pretending looks like. You're telling everybody you're okay and you're not. That's pretending. Now I get it. Like I know, like this is a scary place. Okay? Because we live in a world that says I want you to think about the pressure that's put on you. You got to be the best real estate agent. You got to be the best friend. You got to be the best person. You got to be the best husband. You got to be the best mother. Like you got to be the best, be the best, be the best, be the best. And here's the reality. But I don't know about you. There's some days I'm just not okay. Okay? So I just want you to write it down. Totally okay to not be okay. But here's what I want you to know. Please don't not be okay by yourself. Okay? Isolation kills. So don't sit and isolate. Like, get some people around you where you don't have to pretend. Okay? Some people where you cannot be okay and they're okay with it and they're going to love you anyway. Maybe you're pretending that you're disciplined when you're actually inconsistent. Okay? Maybe you're pretending you're fulfilled, but you're actually empty. Maybe you're pretending you're confident and you're actually scared. Can I tell you a lot of coaching calls I'm on every single week? And I love this. I'm on a lot of coaching calls where people talk to me about where they're scared, where they're nervous, where they feel like they're struggling. Okay. Like that's my favorite coaching call because that's a real coaching call. You with me? Like, I mean, we can talk about your numbers and how many conversations did you have this week. We could do that every single week, but that's not really telling me the story of what's going on. Okay. And quite frankly, I can't really help you if I don't know what's going on. You with me? Okay. I've said this a million times. I'm going to say it again. Okay. Putting your hand up and asking for help is a sign of maturity, not weakness. It's the day you stop pretending, when you go, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. Right? Like, I don't even know what my next step is. I don't know how I got here. I'm constantly pretending. Are you with me? Maybe you're pretending in a way that you're building, you're talking about building the life you want, but you're actually building the life that everybody else expects you to have. Okay. Everybody hear me? This is your life. This is your business. What do you want it to look like? Okay. Now, don't everybody go out and quit your job today. And then everybody calls me and they're like, I was on a call with Dusty. Right. But I want you to think through it. Like, what do you want? Okay. I've told you this before too. One of the biggest things I love about my kids, just kids, period, is kids just get what they want. Okay. And if they don't get what they want, Tigo, they just won't go away. Okay. Like they're not taking no for an answer. Like my daughter will argue with me until she is blue in the face. And I love it. And I lose my mind over it. Okay. But she's going after what she wants.
They'll keep out shopping until they find the right answer too.
That's exactly right. That's
people
exactly
on our team
right.
that do that.
That's exactly right. Okay. Hey, let me ask you this question. This is a big question. If nobody else's opinion mattered, what would change for you? If nobody else's opinion mattered, what would change? What would you do different? How would you show up different? Okay. And then I love that, Tio. Not being embarrassed is a superpower. That's absolutely right. The one thing my kids know about me is they can't embarrass this dude. I don't know, it's not even there. It's not even there, right? Okay. Here's the fourth one, and I think this one's the most important. This is where I want you to really hone in with me, okay? A lot of everything we just talked about is not who you are. It's just the pattern that you're in. It's not who you are. You just got in a pattern. You with me? So something started it. Maybe it was something that was out of your control, and it was the way you responded or the way you reacted, and you can't even really see it. Okay. I told you last week I'm in a men's group every Wednesday night. Let me tell you the number one reason I'm in that men's group is they point out my patterns. Like they call them on the carpet. Okay. And they do it lovingly, but they're like, hey man, like we see this. And this pattern isn't in alignment, Dusty, with what you said. Okay. Here's a great question for you today. Where are your feet and your mouth not lining up? Where are your feet and your mouth not lining up? Okay. And here's what happens with patterns. It doesn't necessarily happen in big moments. In fact, it really happens in small ones, and it just ends up being repeated behaviors, repeated thoughts, repeated choices, right? I learned from a coach early on that I needed to watch for patterns. Okay. I needed to watch for patterns. Every one of you on this screen, you have patterns. Okay. And we've got to be cognizant of those patterns so that we can break the pattern. All right. Here's another question I have for you today. What is a pattern you have right now that is not serving you well? What's a pattern that you have right now that's not serving you well? Let me give you some examples of patterns that you may have right now that aren't serving you well. Here's one: always being available. Okay, I love you. Stop always being available. Okay, like you got to take some time, man, for you. All right. How about not resting? How about not resting? How about doing too much? Hey, now I'm not just saying, like, I'm not saying this to you. I'm saying this with you. Okay. I'm a too much kind of guy. I go overboard. All right. I go overboard. I push myself too far. And then for me, I don't know about you, for me, my body says no. Okay? There comes a point where literally my physical body just goes, I don't think so, Scooter. Like you're done, bro. Like there's nothing else here. And guess what? Now I'm not serving anybody well, Jim. I'm not helping anybody now. You with me? Okay. How about this? How about saying yes when you really mean no? You ever done that? You ever done that? Hey, you got time to do this? Yeah. No. No, you don't. No, you do not. Okay? Like stop saying yes. All right, here's the way I want you to look at it. If it's not in alignment with your purpose and your direction, the answer may be no. You with me? Like, hey, it just doesn't line up in my purpose and direction. Okay? I'm saying no a lot right now to going and speaking at events. And let me tell you why. Because my role, my job is right here building programs for all of you. And any day that I'm not here doing that, I'm taking away from what my purpose is right now. You with me? So I'm in a season right now of I'm being very particular in what I say yes to, which I don't like because I like to say yes. Okay. Hey, can you come do this? Yep, I can do it. I'm Dusty. I can do it. Okay. You with me? How about a pattern of living for approval? Approval of everybody else. How about having a pattern of tying your worth to your production? Or tying your worth to your results? Okay. And then I want to leave you with this thought. Okay. If you don't change the pattern, you're going to repeat the pain. If we don't change the pattern, if I don't do something different, I'm going to repeat the pain. You with me? Think about like, hey, what benefit did you receive when you did it that way before? You with me? Okay. So here's the real goal in the next 90 days for each and every single one of us. I want you to get hyper focused on the next 90 days. Here's what it is. The goal is not to impress people. The goal is not to keep up with everybody else. The goal is not to win someone else's game. The goal is this: build the life that you actually want. Become the person that you are proud of. And figure out what success and peace looks like for you. What does success and peace look like for you? Okay? Couple final questions I want you to write down. All right? What pressure are you carrying that's not yours? What pressure are you carrying right now today that's not yours? Where are you performing instead of authentically living? Where am I pretending? And what pattern do I need to break today? Like right now. Okay. Did you know you can, like whatever the pattern is, you know you can break it like right now? Okay. We have to make a conscious effort, but we can literally make a choice to break it right now. Okay. Next 30 days. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't have to perform for applause. You don't have to pretend. I want you to go build the life that you want. What does that look like for you? Does this help you guys today? Okay. How many of you felt a lot of that we just talked about? All right. This is your life. You get to choose it. Okay. So let's not, I don't want you to spend the next year or 5 or 10 pretending or performing or stuck in ruts and patterns. Okay. I want you to make the choices to get out of them. All right. All right, team. Hey, I love you. Bless you. We will see you again next week. Hey, real quick, if you have not signed up for, we are launching Real Work at Real. If you have not signed up for Real Work, all you're doing with this sign up that I just put over in the chat is you're committing to day one. It's a 6-week production-based program. It kicks off August 6th. Okay. All you're signing up for right there that I just gave you is just to come to day one. And then you can decide on day one if you want to spend the next 5 weeks with us. Okay. But a lot of it's going to be what we talk about here and then putting action steps to all of it. It's taken a whole nother level and putting action and accountability around all of it. Okay. I would be honored to have each and every single one of you. Great question about you. The cost is completely free. Completely free. All right. Sign up, be there with us day one. And then I guarantee you're going to want to be with us for the next 5 weeks. Okay. All right, guys. I love you. Bless you. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.